What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna, and if you are new here, then don't forget to subscribe. And as always, if you'd like to follow me on all my social media, that is right here down below. Today's video, we're doing a couple more Netflix recommendations. I just like making these videos, and as the self-proclaimed Netflix binge queen that I am, I watch a lot of television and I go through shows in a day. So I have watched a lot since my last video, and I figured I would take this time to just share what I'm watching for you guys. You know, we're going back into cold weather, and I'm sure you guys are looking for new Netflix things to watch as we start to head into the holidays and winter and all of that. So I'm here to help you out. So I've got a list of 12 Netflix shows today that I want to talk about. So without further ado, let's get into the recommendations. Okay, the first one I want to talk about, I have a little list here. I just had to make a list. The first show I want to talk about is Babysitters Club. I know you guys are probably like, oh, that's a kid show, but I really loved it. I didn't read the books as a kid. Apparently there were like books called Babysitters Club, and it's basically about these 4 girls who come together and decide that they want to start their own babysitter company, I guess, or business. And so they're trying to recruit all the moms in the town, but they're also competing against the high schoolers who are also babysitting, and they just become the Babysitters Club. Essentially, that's what they call themselves. And they have a telephone that they are like basically using as a hotline, and it's a really cute show. So I think it was rated like G or PG, and honestly, when I saw it, it kind of reminded me of like a Sweet Magnolias vibe, but a little obviously less mature. Not that that was like a super mature show, but I just found it to be a little less mature, but it was really heartwarming, and it was just like a really good feel-good show. So if you're looking for a cute feel-good show, maybe you have a younger sister, younger cousin, a teenage, you know, preteen, whatever in your life, then this is a really good show to watch, or just to watch by yourself. I watched it, you know, just me, and I really enjoyed it. It was really cute, and I hope they come out with another season. I'm sure they will, because they have so many books to go off of, but I genuinely enjoyed the show. The next show I want to talk about, which I didn't talk about in my last show, it might not have been out yet, I'm not sure, is Unsolved Mysteries. This show is so good. Really quick binge. So there's 6 episodes in the first season. The second season just dropped a week or 2 ago. It's so good. So you can binge it really quick. It's 12 episodes. And it's so funny because you'll watch the episodes, and at the end, when they tell you it's unsolved, you get so angry. You're like, oh my God, why is this unsolved? But literally the show is called Unsolved Mysteries. Essentially, this is a remake of a 90s show, I believe, called Unsolved Mysteries. It's the same show, but they just like brought it back and remade it. And apparently it has helped solved so many cases back then. So they brought it back, and it's cool because they use the everyday people and everyday, you know, citizens to see if they've seen something or heard something for particular cases. And yeah, and some of the cases are really good. Some are better than others, but Justice for Ray Rivera and Justice for John, what was his last name in the second season? I can't remember, but he's the government guy. Justice for the 2 of them, because I want to know what happened. But it's really crazy how they'll get tips from everyday people. So really good docuseries. Highly recommend. Highly recommend it. The next show that came out during quarantine or within the last couple of months was Away. I really enjoyed Away. I thought it was a mini-series. I guess it wasn't. I thought it was a mini-series. It stars Hilary Swank, I think her name is. It's Hilary Swank, right? Yeah, I don't know. I get Hilary Swank and Jennifer Garner confused. Sue me. I think it's Hilary Swank. And basically she's an astronaut, and the whole show is based around the first mission to Mars. And it's, you know, the story of the 5 astronauts, and then the story of all of their families at home on the ground. It's just really great. Really, again, like a feel-good show, I guess. And there's a lot of drama, a lot of things go down, some scary stuff, and I just thought it was really cool. And I've always been really intrigued by space exploration. I think it's really interesting, and the fact that we've had this show kind of delve into going to Mars, and we've had a couple of shows and movies in the past, but I don't know, I just feel like it really explained how difficult it would be in detail. It's not a documentary, it's literally just like a regular scripted TV series, but it was really good. I really loved the acting. I think she could win an award, Hilary Swank, for that show. It was a pretty quick watch, not a ton of episodes, but I just really enjoyed it. So if you're looking for another like intense but also like feel-good show, highly recommend Away. Pretty good for all ages. The next one didn't get enough promotion, but I really enjoyed it. It was called The Duchess, and it's basically about a raunchy mom living in London. She's an American, but she's living in London and just kind of doing her thing, you know? She's got a young daughter who's like 7 or 8, I think. Not young, but 7 or 8. And she goes to school, and, you know, she's this raunchy mom that curses and says things like all kinds of stuff. and I thought it was really funny. I really enjoyed it. I kind of related to the character. I love a good like raunchy character because I feel like I can relate. I'm not like this like prima donna prissy, like I'm just not like that at all, and I love like a raunchy character. So, and the fashion in that show is amazing. Basically, Catherine Gallagher, no, not Catherine Gallagher. What is her name? I can't remember what her name is, but the main girl who plays like the main character, she's a comedian, so the whole show is comedy. I think they were like 30-minute episodes. Really quick watch, 8 episodes maybe. Yeah, really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I wish they'd gotten more promotion because I feel like people would be into it. So if you're looking for something a little more funny, raunchier, The Duchess is for you. Okay, another one that you guys have probably heard tons about, Emily in Paris. Yes, I did watch Emily in Paris. Yes, I loved it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was like a little cheesy, but it was still a really fun like getaway show. I really enjoyed it. I hope there's a second season. I would be down to binge that as well. I binged it in like a day and a half, I think. Really liked it. I enjoyed it. It's basically about this girl who works for this marketing agency and gets sent to Paris to work with this other company, and kind of her adjusting, meeting people, all of that. Literally, I think the title says it all. Emily in Paris. It's like an American in Paris, and she's just figuring her way out. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was super cute. So again, another feel-good sort of like comedy slash drama. And I just like watching shows about like people my age. She seemed to be like around my age. So I like watching shows about like, you know, mid-20s people. Millennials, I guess. The next one is The Sinner. If you haven't seen The Sinner, it is so good. There are 3 seasons and each season is about a different character. Basically, each season is about something different, kind of about like something sinister going on. I personally enjoyed the first season the most. The first season was so good, but if you like it, maybe give the second and the third season a shot. I actually think it's going in order. Like my first season was my favorite, then the second season, and then the third season was my least favorite. I just like feel like I couldn't really get into it. I don't know, that's just me, but I really loved the first season, so it's really, really good. It's thriller, psychological, maybe a little bit of horror, but not really scary like that. Not horror, just like a couple scare moments maybe. But aside from that, so good. Like detective kind of stuff, so if you're into that kind of stuff, you know, it is a scripted show, but if you're into like the detective and crime and stuff like that, you'll probably really like The Sinner. Okay, going off of that crime train, we'll just go into the next one. The next one is called Quicksand. This was I don't know if it was like a German show, a Polish show, something like that. It's from overseas. I don't remember. It's like one of those countries, and it is about this girl who, I watched it a really long time ago, so I don't remember exactly what happens, but basically this girl finds herself in a sticky situation. We'll just put it that way because I don't want to give anything away, but just do a quick search on Netflix, read the little bio or whatever they have there, the info, and see if you'd be into it. It's kind of crime, that kind of stuff, and she kind of like, again, another thriller. I love a good thriller. I love a good drama like that. So if you're into that kind of stuff, then I would recommend Quicksand. I watched it dubbed, but you can watch it with subtitles if you'd like. But I can't read and watch at the same time. It's just like a me issue. So yeah, I watched it dubbed, but really, really good, really underrated. I've been telling people about like all these underrated shows. So Quicksand is really good. And it's a mini series. So quick watch. Going to the complete opposite side of the spectrum, the next one is called Soundtrack, which didn't really get a lot of promotion either. Super cheesy, kind of bad, but kind of good. It's kind of like a Zoe's Unlimited Playlist. Is that what the show is called? I don't know. It's kind of like a mix between that and like Glee. So it's like a comedy, drama, but also a musical, and the characters break into song. But the whole thing with them breaking into song is that the whole idea is that your life has a soundtrack. And so they're going through all these characters, and as they're singing songs, it's like these are the songs that make up their life, that make up the soundtrack to their life. I don't know. I really like the idea of that. For me, the show, I really liked the story. Not as much like, I mean, the singing and stuff is totally fine, and like I like that kind of stuff, but it's the love story that is pinpointed in the middle of the whole show. So I just really, really liked it. So that's Soundtrack, really good. Again, if you're looking for something like super easy, cheesy, even if you want to just like throw it on in the background, highly recommend that one. Again, it's not the best show you've ever seen, but just something to like throw on if you're looking for something like feel good to watch. The next one is called The Rain, which I'm actually surprised I didn't talk about this last time. The Rain, again, another like thriller, psychological. I love a good dystopian show or movie. I like that kind of stuff. So this one is perfect for that. The Rain, 3 seasons, so that's a good binge if you're looking for something a little bit longer. Basically about how the rain has this toxicity to it and basically wipes out the earth. And then these two kids who survived in this bunker come out a couple years later, and it's all about like them trying to figure out what happened to everyone, kind of make this new life, if that makes sense. There's a lot that goes on, and there's a lot that like they don't really know what's going on behind the scenes and like all of that. So it's really, really good. That is a German show, I believe. I believe that's a German show, but again, I watched it dubbed. You can feel free to watch it with subtitles if you like. And I think once you open up the door to shows made in other countries, you will see a broad spectrum of new content to consume. And that's what I've found, is that I have all of these shows that I love from other countries and I have no problem with it. I don't know. I think a good show is a good show, whether it's in English or not. The next show is called Atypical. Also surprised I didn't talk about this last time. Atypical, I think there's 3 seasons out. Really cute, feel-good show, again, about a main character with autism and how he kind of goes through life and his everyday tasks and stuff like that. It's not a docuseries though, it is a scripted show. It's a comedy. There's a little bit of drama mixed in though. There always is, I guess. And I don't know, I just really liked it. I think it's one of those feel-good shows if you want something that's more lighthearted. Then Atypical is fun, and I think it also like broadens people's minds or opens people's minds to people with autism. I haven't experienced anybody with autism, but I've always like understood it, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I understand that there's a spectrum, and like I did take a lot of psychology classes, and that you can be really high functioning, low functioning, all that. But I think a lot of kids with autism are like cool. They almost have like a superpower where they can like memorize certain things. It's kind of insane. So where they might lack in one area of like social and stuff, they make up for in other things. So I think it's really cool, especially if you're trying to learn more about people with autism. Really good show. That's Atypical. Again, really cute. 2 more. The next one is called Into the Dark, and this is not a Netflix original, but it's shown on the CW, but it is so good. I believe there's 2 or 3 seasons. I think there's 2 seasons. I think the 2nd season just came out. Oh wow, I thought I saw something move by the window. The 2nd season just came out not that long ago. Again, a raunchy, hysterical main character, and I love it. I like feel like I relate to her a little bit, but basically about this blind woman and her navigating the world, and we'll just say that there are some thriller aspects to it. It's all, you know, kind of like murder mystery, we'll say, and kind of how she navigates all of that with her friends. She is about my age. I would say she's probably like mid-20s, and again, so it's super relatable to watch a character who is like similar to my age and stuff like that. And I just like her personality. I think she's hysterical. I love the raunchiness. I love the realness of her. Yeah, I don't know, I just really like it. So if you haven't seen Into the Dark, it's really good. I believe there is a 3rd season coming. So what I just do is if it's going to be on the CW, I just don't watch it on the CW, and I wait for it to come on to Netflix, which this last time after the season ended, it was on Netflix like a week later. So it's really not that far to watch, and I just like that I can binge it all in one sitting, or not one sitting, maybe like 2 sittings. So Into the Dark, really good, not talked about enough, but really, really good. Again, like thriller, I don't know, comedy. It's a mix of a lot of things. Really good though. Okay, and the last one I want to talk about, which is probably my favorite on this list, is the Queens Gambit. I loved it. It was so good, and it's so funny because recently I was talking about to my parents how I wanted to learn how to play chess, and I don't know, I just think that would be really cool. Like I feel like now that we're going into the winter again, like being locked in our houses, like now might be the time to learn. And I'm not like looking to be like a grandmaster or like master the game, stuff like that, or do tournaments. I just like want to know how to play. So I was talking about that, and then literally a couple days later, this show came out called The Queen's Gambit, and I'm a little annoyed at the title. Not annoyed at the title, but like The Queen's Gambit doesn't tell you anything about the show. You're probably like, The Queen's Gambit, what is that? Is that some royal show? No, it's not, and that's what I thought too. And when I read the description of the show on Netflix, I was like, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I was like, I don't know, I'll just give it a shot, but I'll give it a shot. I was like, I'll watch the first episode. So I had nothing else to watch, so I just like was like, let me just put it on. So I put it on, then I realized like what it was about as I was learning, and it's basically about this woman or girl who learns to play chess, and she ends up becoming basically like this chess prodigy, and it's all about her rise to becoming the best in the world. And like that's what she's trying to achieve, is trying to become the best in the world, and she hits a bunch of road bumps along the way and all of that, and you have to watch the show to see if she actually does win or not, or does become the best in the world. You'll have to watch, but it's a really, really good show. And I love that it was like this woman playing this man's game in this man's world, and everybody looked at her and said she couldn't do it, and she starts to win along the the way. It's just you're rooting for her the whole time. But I will give a little bit of a disclaimer. There is a lot of substance abuse, so you know, if that's triggering for you, just make sure you watch this with a friend or a family member, something like that. If it's not triggering for you, like it's not for me, I think it really was an interesting storyline in the show, and I just really enjoyed it. It was 7 episodes, I think, so it was a pretty quick watch, but each episode was about 45 minutes to an hour. Again, the name is the Queens Gambit, and I know that like that probably throws you off, but it's actually a chess move. The Queens Gambit is a chess move or a strategy, so really, really good. So if you're into that, even if you're not into chess, on it, like I wasn't like super into chess. Like I said, I was thinking about learning it. I don't know anything about the game. I really, really enjoyed it. Just loved it. People are so upset there's not going to be a second season, but there's not. It's a mini series, so it's just 7 episodes and that's it, but the story is really good. So if you're looking for another, like, I would say that's like more of a drama, then that's a great show, and that would be the first one that I would recommend on this entire list, which is why I saved the best for last. Alright guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you leave a comment down below. Make sure you stay tuned for next week, because next week is a country drive with me, and I know you guys have been waiting for another one, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so you can get a notification every single time I upload, which is pretty much every Friday. And again, I want to just shout out, shameless self promo, to my CRAFTY Instagram account. I'll put the handle here. I just launched my Etsy shop, so you guys can go shop on my Etsy shop and go get handmade stickers from me. Even if you guys don't want to buy something, that's totally fine. I would really appreciate if you could favorite my shop. It's just that little heart button right there, and all you gotta do is click it and favorite it. That would be really helpful to me, and I'm always taking sticker requests, so you can always DM me if you have any ideas. I'm also taking sticker requests. So if you guys want something specifically made, you can go to my Instagram, DM me and say, hey, could you make a Harry Potter sticker? And I could say, sure, you know? Just let me know. I'm looking for different ideas. So please go make sure you follow my Briana's Crafty Shit account. And if you can, just go favorite my Etsy shop. Don't feel like you have to buy anything, just favorite it. That really, really helps me out. And I think that's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye!